In this video, we're breaking down why so many AI implementations fail and what the successful ones do differently. Because right now, a lot of companies are trying to add AI to the business, but they are doing it backwards. They start with a tool instead of the problem. They buy software, tell the team to use it, and then wonder why nothing really changes. A good implementation is not just giving everyone access to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or some shiny new platform. It's knowing what problem you are solving, where AI actually fits, and how people are supposed to use it in the real workflow. I'm Erin from Paired. Let's get into it. The first reason AI projects fail is that they start too vague. Someone says we need to use AI, but no one explains what that means. Use AI for what? Customer support, sales, hiring, reports, content, those are all different problems. When the goal is just use AI, the team has no clear direction. People test random tools, get mixed results, and slowly stop using them. That does not mean AI is useless, it means the project was not clear. A better goal is simple, like we want to summarize client calls faster, or we want to help support agents write better replies. Now the team knows what they are trying to improve. The AI projects that work start with a real pain point. They do not ask what tool should we buy first. They ask what work is slow, repetitive, confusing, or expensive. The second reason AI projects fail is that companies pick the wrong type of tool. Not every AI tool is made for the same job. Some tools are standalone like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Midjourney, Otter, or Gamma. You open the app, give it a task, and use it directly. Other tools have AI built in. For example, Google Docs may have Gemini features, a CRM may have AI summaries, or a project management tool may have AI writing support. Then there are custom AI solutions. These are built for one specific business problem, like scoring leads, routing support tickets, or helping a team decide what to work on first. The mistake is using the wrong tool for the problem. If your team just needs help drafting emails, a standalone tool may be enough. If your team already works inside Google Workspace, Notion, Slack, or a CRM, built-in AI may be easier because it fits into the tools they already use. If your business has a very specific process, you may need something custom later. The teams that get this right do not chase the fanciest option. They choose the tool that matches the job. Here's the part that gets missed all the time. AI has to fit into the workflow. If using the AI tool feels like an extra step, people will avoid it. Think about it. If your team has to stop what they're doing, open a new tool, copy and paste a bunch of information, write a prompt, check the output, move it back into another system, and explain what happened, they may decide it's faster to do the task themselves. That is why a lot of AI rollouts quietly die. The tool might be good, but the workflow is annoying. The AI implementations that work feel natural. The tool shows up where the work already happens, or the teams have a clear process for when to use it. If support agents use AI, it should help them inside the support workflow. If a sales team uses AI, it should help with research, follow-ups, or prioritization in a way that connects to how they already manage leads. AI should remove friction, not add a new chore. Another reason AI implementations fail is that people do not give AI enough context. They expect a great answer from a weak prompt. AI is not a mind reader. If you leave out the important details, it will fill in the blanks with something generic. A simple example, if you ask AI to write a customer email, but you don't explain the customer issue, the tone, the company policy, or the outcome you want, the answer will probably be bland. That is where a lot of teams get frustrated. They say AI gave me something useless, but the real problem is that the instructions were too thin. Successful teams teach people how to surface the hidden context. That means explaining the audience, goal, what has already happened, the tone, what AI should avoid, and what a good answer looks like. Examples help too. If you want AI to write in a certain style, show it examples. If you wanted to classify support tickets, show it what each category means. If you wanted to create useful summaries, show it what a useful summary looks like. AI gets better when the human gives better direction. And if training your team to work this way feels like a lot, that is where hiring matters too. At Paired, we help businesses find remote talent that can communicate clearly, follow process, and adapt to modern tools instead of just saying they know AI. This is a big one. A lot of AI implementations fail because people trust the output too quickly. AI can sound confident and still be wrong. It can summarize something incorrectly, invent details, miss a key exception, or give advice that sounds polished but does not fit your business. That doesn't mean you should never use it. It means review has to be part of the process. The successful teams treat AI like a strong assistant, not a final decision maker. For low-risk tasks like brainstorming ideas or cleaning up internal notes, the review can be light. For higher-risk work like legal language, financial decisions, customer promises, hiring decisions, medical information, or anything involving private data, the review needs to be much stronger. The problem is not that AI makes mistakes. The problem is building a workflow where no one checks. A good AI process makes it clear who reviews the output before it goes out and what sources should be used to verify it. That is the difference between moving faster and creating chaos faster. Another reason AI implementations fail is that companies do not set clear rules around privacy. This does not need to be dramatic, but it does need to be clear. People need to know what they should and should not put into AI tools. Customer data, passwords, financial records, legal documents, private contracts, internal strategy, and sensitive company information should not be pasted into random tools without approval. Most employees are not trying to be careless. They have just not been told where the line is. So the company needs a simple policy. Which tools are approved, what information is allowed, what information is off limits, who should someone ask if they are unsure. The AI implementations that work do not leave every person guessing. They make safety part of the workflow from the beginning. That is especially important for remote teams where people are working independently and making decisions all day without someone looking over their shoulder. Now let's talk about the mindset problem. A lot of AI projects fail because leaders expect AI to fix the business by itself. But AI does not fix broken processes. It usually exposes them. A messy support process becomes faster messy replies. Bad sales data becomes faster bad analysis. An unclear content strategy becomes more content that still misses the point. The teams that get better results look at the workflow first. Where do people get stuck? What is slow, repetitive, or easy to mess up? Once that's clear, AI has a real job. It supports a process that already makes sense. Another common failure is assuming people will just figure it out. Some will, most will not. Even smart people need training on how to use AI well. They need to understand how to give context, when to use examples, how to fact check, and how to decide when AI is not the right tool. For example, asking AI to write a report may give you something generic. A better approach is to break the work into smaller pieces. Start by organizing data, look for patterns, draft the summary, check what is missing, then have a human review the final version. That kind of process usually leads to better work. The teams that succeed build small habits instead of giant training programs that no one remembers. They create examples, they share good prompts, they show before and after workflows, they teach people what good AI use looks like inside the actual job. That is how AI becomes useful instead of random. The AI implementations that work usually start small. They do not try to transform the whole company in a week. They pick one workflow, one team, one problem that is clear enough to test. Maybe it's summarizing sales calls, drafting support replies, turning meeting notes into action items, or helping recruiters screen resumes faster. Once the workflow is live, they watch what happens. Is the team actually using it? Is it saving time? Is the quality better? Are there fewer mistakes? Is the customer or employee experience improving? If it works, they expand it. If it does not, they adjust. This is where a lot of companies get it wrong. They announce a huge AI initiative, but no one knows what changed day to day. The better approach is less dramatic and more useful. Pick a real problem, test a small workflow, learn from it, and build from there. And one more thing, AI implementation is not just about tools, it is also about people. You need people who can follow a process, ask good questions, communicate clearly, and use AI responsibly. That matters even more on remote teams. If you're hiring overseas talent, you don't just want someone who says they use AI. You want someone who can explain how they use it, check the work, protect sensitive information, and adapt as tools change. That is where Paired can help. Paired helps businesses find vetted overseas talent who can fit into modern workflows, communicate well, and support the way your team actually works. Because the best AI system in the world still needs good people using it. So here is the simple breakdown. Most AI implementations fail because they start too vague, pick the wrong tool, ignore the workflow, skip training, trust outputs too quickly, or forget privacy. The ones that work start with a real problem. Fit AI into the process, train the team, and keep human judgment involved. Should help your team do better work. And if you want help finding vetted overseas talent who can work well with modern tools and remote workflows, check out Paired in the description below. I'm Erin from Paired. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.